Hello. Most of you remember only one Doctor from the William Hartnell years, William Hartnell, but of course there wasn't one other. Edmund Warwick, apart from playing a part in The Keys of Marinus, also was a stand-in several times for William Hartnell's Doctor, and of course in the Chase story he played the Dalek's version of the Doctor, an evil double, who ended up in a fight to the death with William Hartnell, of course, in that story. I'd like to introduce now the actor who played that part, Edmund Warwick. Your career started very early on this century, I believe, and you were certainly in with the early days of BBC television.
Yes.
What was it like to work in the days of live TV with the purple mouths and the funny makeup?
Well, strangely enough, the beginning, just after the war at Alexander Palace, one hardly wore any makeup at all, and of course everything was live. I mean, on a hot day, the cameramen would be absolutely dripping with perspiration as somebody pushed them about on a thing like a child's tricycle. It was very hard work, of course, because it was so helter-skelter, and everything you did twice. Once on Sunday, once on Thursday, for the same money, of course. Still, that's a long time ago.
I believe, apart from the TV roles you've had, and certainly in the role we'll later get to as William Hartnell's double, you also played another double in a cinema film.
Oh, yes, that was the thing called I Was Monty's Double with Clifton James. And of course, during that, Clifton James is second lieutenant or something, and Montgomery has to come face to face with him. So they did a shot of me as Montgomery coming out of a caravan and walking past my troops, and a shot over my shoulder of Clifton James to sort of get the similarity of looks. It was quite interesting. And then, of course, I went to Gibraltar as an insurance policy in case poor James died, so that I could take over the part, but fortunately for him, he survived it.
Yes. I also believe you were in quite a lot of ITV programmes after they started up in 1955. You were telling me that you were in quite a lot of the Richard Green Adventures of Robin Hood.
Oh yes, they were made down at Walton-on-Thames, at Nettlefold Studios. I did 15 of those, I think, all different characters, you know. The drunk one week and the soldier the next week. Just managing to get at the very bottom of the cast every time. Clever stuff, really.
That's the idea.
Oh, yes.
You were telling me about a scene you had, a dueling scene you had in one of the...
Oh, the fight with Richard Green, yes. Well, the man who arranged that fight, it was his first fight arrangement, and he wanted it to be absolutely superb. So we rehearsed the whole of one day to do 3 minutes plus a minute and a half in case of necessity. So the long shots, he doubled for Green. And we went through our fight, 3 minutes plus a minute and a half, going like mad, you know, the soldier and the fighter. And then I ran out of stuff we'd rehearsed, and I suddenly stopped and said, "Frightfully sorry, I don't know anymore." They were still filming, of course. It wasn't shown like that.
Yes, it's lucky those ones weren't live, considering when they were.
Oh, well, they were all films, of course.
Yeah, because I believe that of course, at the time, although the Doctor Who's that you were in were on videotape and shown after they were made, they were actually recorded as live. Can you remember at all any say, amusing incidents or accidents that happened? I believe there was one accident which caused the first of your many appearances as William Hartnell. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, well, yes, I was rehearsing for another science fiction thing, and somebody said, "There's been an accident, they've dropped William Hartnell off a stretcher, get to Riverside Studios." And I said, "Well, what for?" And they said, "Well, you'll have to double for him, take your moustache off." So I took my moustache off, put his clothes on, and got all ready, went up to the canteen for a cup of coffee. And somebody said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're better," and I'd forgotten what I looked like. And I said, "Well, I haven't been ill, you know." I suppose the man thought, miserable perisher. That was quite fun. And then I went and staggered on and was carried off on the stretcher, and that was it. That was the beginning of it.
And can you tell us how that led to your appearance as the robot double of the Doctor in the story The Chase?
Oh, yes, because I'd obliged the BBC, for very little money, let me tell you, they decided to make it up to me, and they invented the story of the robot Doctor Who, and that was the chase. That was it.